Welcome back to the Human Nexus podcast. My name is Andrew Brazis. I am a business professional and private chef.
Welcome back. My name is Miss Laura Machiste. I am an online tarot reader, holistic massage therapist, and energy coach. And today we are talking about one of my favorite topics, which is life path numbers. I actually do life path reports for people. That's something that's like available in my shop. I got into numerology and life path numbers kind of at the same moment. And today we're going to talk about all of them. Andrew, what is your life path number?
So I was going to ask you what yours is. Mine, I am a master number 11, which is, this is the master visionary. So
Yes.
I'll take that. That sounds cool. What's to say? Heightened intuition, spiritual insight, and sensitivity. I would say I agree with those things. Sensitivity, I don't know, like spiritual sensitivity, perhaps?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they're talking
okay.
about.
So with emotional sensitivity, not so much. Don't that I'm not a sensitive guy, but not in that way.
Sensitive to the vibes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
I do
What's your
try to
number?
actually, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask what your number was.
Oh, so I'm a life path number 4,
Okay.
which we are the builders.
Okay.
So it's actually funny, before I even got into life path numbers, all of my life, I always liked putting stuff together. Like if I got something from IKEA or I got something from whatever that was either like furniture or something like that. When my dad was alive, like we would put things together. And I just always was kind of like, why would I pay someone to do it if I feel like I can do it? Like I could like literally call myself like a construction worker sometimes. And when I figured out that I was life path number 4, it just made so much sense because of what I already knew about myself and going through life. I just like putting stuff together. And I
Yeah.
like, they say about my my life path number is easiest to build a strong foundation. And I have 3 YouTube channels that all have a pretty strong
Yeah.
foundation. So it's not only like physical building, it's like building in other ways, shapes, and forms as well. Even when I started my massage business, it grew exponentially quick, like too
Yeah.
fast for my almost like, it's almost like my massage business. I assumed it would be 2-floor building and then ended up being a skyscraper. And I'm like, how am I supposed to work on
Hmm.
80 floors if I'm only one person? So I definitely have seen that come to me very easily in life. I don't want to say too much about 4 because we are going to go through all of them from 1 to 9 and throw in the master numbers there that Andrew has. I do have a friend that is master number 33. So I have been around master number peoples as well. Actually, I have another friend who's master number 22. And it's interesting because 2 plus 2 would reduce to 4. And we do have a similar building esque energy. It just seems like it plays out a little bit differently.
Yeah, the master number, and we'll get into this, but the master numbers can be like reduced down to the numbers that they equal. Like so, like 11 would be similar to a 2 in a lot
Right.
of ways. Yeah. So how do you find the life path numbers? Like, what's that process like?
So your life path number comes from your birth date. It's considered the most important number in your entire numerology chart. So you basically take your birth month, your
Hmm.
birth date, and your birth year, and you add each singular digit together. And then whatever you get at the end, say you get number 28, you would add 8 plus 2, which equals 10. You remove the 0, your life path number 1. Like, I'm pretty sure my birthday, which is weird because I was born on the 13th, and my birthday equation comes to 31. So it's like my birthday backwards, but 3 plus 1 is 4. And I'm just like really into numbers. So this stuff is just like right up my
That,
alley.
that's crazy that you say that too, because I was thinking of my birth time and it's 10:55, which is 11. Like if you do the,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's stuff
yeah.
somewhere in there in the details for sure. But your life path number is not necessarily like who you want to be, it's who
Mm,
you are, like on a core level. Like, for
yeah.
example, I liked putting stuff together all of my life. Like I loved my Barbie dream house, like stuff like that. I wasn't sitting there 5 years old, like, yeah, I love building this play set because I'm a life path number 4.
Yeah.
So when you do find out your life path number, it's good to kind of reflect on your life's experience because you'll kind of see that you were that energy at a core without maybe having the awareness of life path numbers. But it will influence like your personality. It'll bring about your strengths, your like struggles, maybe like challenges that you would have, your life lessons, and connected to each life path number is connected to a planet
Okay.
as well. So that's where the numerology reports that I do come into play. Like I'll give them their life path number, the strengths and the challenges of that number, what planet it is associated with. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you do know your life path number, you can figure out your lucky days of the month. So everybody
Yeah,
has different,
you had sent mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone has like different lucky days of the month. Like some people will have like similar lucky dates. And you'd be surprised what they are. When I did mine, I found out like the 9th and the 19th were lucky for me, and I would have
Hmm.
never thought of that. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with your life path number that I feel like a lot of people aren't aware of, and it's beneficial to use. Like I will, how like you have a whiteboard with your calendar on it. Whenever I make a new month, I star my lucky days so I remember. And numerology says to start new things on your lucky days, and
Hmm.
on your regular days are considered unfavorable days. Sticking to routine is more favorable. So, starting new things, signing contracts, planning events, stuff like that, it's best to do on a lucky date that's connected to your life path number to like amplify your
Like
abundance,
six, yeah, the
expansion,
success
success. Yeah,
with, yeah, that makes sense.
exactly. So, let's start with life path 1.
Yeah, let's hear it.
They are the leaders.
Mm.
Life path 1, if you think of Aries, first zodiac sign, they came here to lead. Like they were
Hmm.
born to lead. And if they haven't found themselves in leadership positions early in life, it will usually come to them like later in life in some way, shape, or form. Life paths ones are very independent. Sometimes life path ones could be difficult in partnerships because they may have slight impatience with other people. I feel like life path 1 also holds an energy of creation to where kind of like an 11 energy is kind of like learning how to balance like that humility aspect with their confidence and coming to a realization of not everybody's going to have the confidence to create like a life path number 1. So life
Yeah.
path number 1 could almost look at somebody that is super lazy and be like, "What are you even doing? How have you not moved in a whole day?" Like a life path number 1, no. They're going to get up, they're going to move, they're going to go for a jog, they're going to have to move around their body. And they might perceive people who don't do that as like that something's wrong with them, if that makes sense. But it's
Yeah.
just like who they are.
I just looked up some life path, some famous life path number ones. I've got Steve Jobs, which makes sense. Martin Luther King Jr. also
There you
makes
go.
sense. Miley Cyrus also makes sense. Lady Gaga. Let's see here.
Yeah, you
Planet.
need to do that. Once we go through all of them, that was the only thing
Yeah.
I didn't do. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, do I have it written down? Who are the full?
I'll keep
Okay,
doing it
perfect.
as we go through.
Martin
Um,
Luther King, oh my God, makes so much sense.
yeah, or like I think Steve Jobs makes a lot of sense, or even Lady Gaga makes a lot of sense. Just
Hmm.
from what I know about her. Nikola Tesla is in there also.
Yes.
So that's crazy.
It's interesting that you said Tesla's on there because I actually do research him pretty often.
Hmm.
And Tesla was somebody who believed in isolation. And
Hmm.
that's where life path number ones kind of falter, like I said, with their independence or almost looking at people who do too little or too
Yeah.
much. It's kind of like what's going on. I feel like life path number ones like have that power of leading without fully isolating themselves in some way, shape, or form, which I find Tesla being super interesting because Tesla did isolate himself. He didn't
Yeah.
believe in intimacy. He didn't
Hmm.
believe, like, I think he was celibate for like most of his life. All he believed into was independently researching and figuring out energy and stuff like that. And
I
Tess
think
had, go
he would
ahead.
be like the extreme version of a life path one. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
He had this power too. Tesla was able to test out a machine in his mind before creating it. So,
Interesting.
say I was making a race car. He would put the race car together in his brain and figure out if it worked or not. Like, he would create it, he would make it, he would test it in his mind. So, he would go through all these things in his mind until he got to like the perfect thing. And then
Hmm.
he would
Like,
create it, and it always
yeah.
worked because he already tested it out and is how
Yeah,
crazy,
that's so crazy.
insane. But yeah,
So
no,
crazy.
that's perfect for him.
Okay, so moving on to life path number two,
Yes.
we have the diplomat,
Yep, the peacemaker.
the peacemaker, which is interesting. It's really interesting to me because being master number 11, which goes down to two, on the Enneagram, I'm a nine, which is the peacemaker. So that's like kind of similar. It just lines up.
So that's where I find it all interesting is that like no matter what calculator you put your stuff in, energy is energy. And
Hmm.
like it's kind of like religion and stuff like that, or like people looking into different things. Like for example, I've been studying more Saju readings, which is like Asian style of reading. And it's very similar to astrology. It just may use like different pillars or different numbers or different ways of explaining things. But usually the energy is very similar. But life path twos, you do not like drama. Oh my gosh, do not like being around drama, do not like being included in drama. Best case scenario for life path twos is for people who are calm, people who are fair, balanced. Life path two screams like very Libra energy to me, but they have a very strong sense of emotional intelligence. So going back to what you said earlier about how it said life path number 11, which would technically be a two, has sensitivity. It's more sensitive to the vibes. Life path number twos are actually very emotionally intelligent, where you have the power to actually be able to stabilize people on an emotional level. So you may have found yourself doing that in your life.
100%. 100%. And it's funny you say that because looking up some of the famous number twos, Barack Obama, Ronald Reagan, let's see here, Jennifer Aniston and the actors, actresses, Emma Watson, Madonna, Jennifer Lopez, Kanye West is in this one, which is kind of interesting. Didn't see that coming. Tim Burton, the director, Amelia Earhart, interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. It's just so strange to see how these just play in, excuse me, play into, I don't know, what we're actually like seeing in the real world. Like I think of Barack Obama specifically. Like this feels
Yeah.
like right on the nose.
It's interesting too, because what I have here for life path number two is their power is learning that their voice matters just as everybody else's. But their lesson is to not lose themselves in relationships. And Kanye West is a big individual who loses himself in relationships, at least for what we see in public news,
Yeah.
like of celebrities, where he almost like becomes imbalance from
Yeah.
that, which I find interesting because, you know, everything has duality. You could
Yeah.
be like how Tesla was an extreme life path number one. Kanye West gives me that extreme life path number two. Maybe I'm more of like your needing to evolve side of things, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But they're very intuitive, and I feel like life path number two is because, you know, with the 11 and 2 there is that sensitivity. I feel like life path number twos could have that sense of like feeling what people are going to say before they say it, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Yep.
So that kind of makes sense with Kanye West. He might assume someone's going to talk about him, so he talks about it first, you know, and he's a Gemini, so
So yeah, that kind of plays in
yeah,
that
that
role.
does.
Okay, so life path number three, I have the communicator. Is that right?
The communicator and the creator, same thing. Create, communicate. Our word
Yeah.
is our wand through communication.
Okay. Interesting.
They're very magnetic people. I would say life path number 33s. My best friend is a life path number 33, and I tell you, she could get along with a rock. Like she can get along with something that doesn't even talk or move. It's
Mhm.
crazy. Everybody talks to her. Everybody feels magnetized towards speaking to her. They definitely are people who can attract people their
Yeah.
way for conversation. Like people just want to talk to them.
That's interesting because the famous people here, that makes a lot of sense. And before we get there, I have creative, social, expressive. Is there anything else there to add to that?
Life path number threes, storytelling. They could be very
Hmm.
good storytellers, very good. Are you smiling because there's a famous person that I'm hitting the nose on?
Well, just kind of all of them, honestly.
Wow.
Like public figures, I have Hillary Clinton, checks that box.
Mm-hmm.
Princess Diana also checks.
Wow.
Musicians, Snoop Dogg, Katy Perry, David Bowie, Shania Twain. I mean, like, that just checks. Kevin Hart, Jackie Chan, Aubrey Hepburn,
Very creative people, especially you said David
David
Bowie was on
Bowie.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very.
Dickinson, Charles Dickens,
There you go. He wrote a lot of books. He was
Alfred
storytelling.
Hitchcock.
So if you're watching this, you're a life path number three, write a book. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, something. Just put your
They're
stuff
meant
out
to
there.
use their creative power more than anybody else, but
Mm.
creative power and communication with that expression.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy to me. Okay, so for number four, you, the builder.
The builder.
Second.
The foundation is most important to life path number fours. Hardworking, grounded. I feel like as I've grown up, I've been more built for structure. But life path number fours could have like that fear of change or fear of like overworking themselves. But I've gotten a lot of readings for myself. So I will tell you if you are a life path number four and you don't work from home, figure out a way to do it.
Interesting.
Four is the number of home. Four rules
Oh,
Cancer, the fourth house of your roots. So when I got a numerology reading done for me, they said, if you don't work from home, you should. And I was like, I already do. Thank you. And it's where I feel best. Because even when I
yeah.
did have the suite that was in society, I didn't feel at home with myself until I went back to working from home.
Yeah, that makes sense because I have like grounded
Hmm.
practice, so that makes a lot of sense.
Life path fours are somebody who could build generational wealth or something that they could pass on to others.
This is so crazy. So the first two in here, or three, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Richard Branson, all three
Wow.
generational wealth people.
And they're all techie.
Yep. Elton John is in here. That I did not expect. Eastwood, Brad Pitt, George Washington, interesting.
Hmm.
Sigmund Freud, Margaret Thatcher, Michael Jordan, David Beckham, interesting.
I find Mark Zuckerberg to be the most interesting because he has Facebook, so his
Hmm.
generational, like his kids
Yeah.
will reap reward from that. Like, what did you say? Bill Gates?
Bill
He's
Gates, Microsoft.
Microsoft. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
types of things have the power to last beyond one generation.
And Richard Branson's, I feel like I know this, but he owns or did own it's some business related, I don't know, billionaire, like one of them, I think. I could be wrong. If you're in the comments and you listen to this and I'm wrong, please correct me.
Well, that's funny
Um,
for me too, is that I was even thinking about that like not that long ago. I was like, what do I have? And I'm like, right, if YouTube lasts as long as it could, I can always
mm,
just pass down my channels to, I
yeah.
don't know, nephews, nieces. I don't know if I'm going to have kids, so that's why I say nephews or nieces. But I did think
But
about
like
that not that long ago.
even George Washington being in here is insane. Like him being a founding father, just like one of the leaders of, or like Margaret Thatcher, same thing.
Like building
Uh,
the foundation of the
yeah, just
US,
like
right?
foundational people, or like Michael Jordan, David Beckham, both foundational to the sport
The
in their own
sport,
way.
yeah. Because honestly, a
Uh,
lot of people, like Michael Jordan would be like the GOAT that got like basketball to
yeah,
really be like as hyped up as it is. Same thing with David Beckham. So that's interesting that they built the foundation for that as well without even really realizing it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, so life path number 5, I have the adventurer.
Yeah, I have the freedom seeker.
Yeah, okay. Versatile, dynamic, adaptable. What else? What's your consensus?
I have, they are meant to explore life in every form. So they're not meant to, I would say a life path number 5 is somebody they've had a lot of different jobs in their lives. They probably like doing little side quests here and there. Actually, life path number 5s, of what I know about it, they are pretty lucky because they rule that energy of freedom seeker, being your authentic self, not being tied down to one thing. They are meant to like learn how to ground their energy and their freedom, but sometimes I feel like life path number 5s could be somebody who is curious of an experience and then they experience it and they're like, actually, that wasn't for me. But at
Hmm.
least they tried it. At least they gave themselves that adventure. Life path 5s won't have a lot of what ifs in life because they'll do it.
That's so interesting. So to add to that, the famous life path 5s. He's talked about freedom. Abraham Lincoln, Malcolm X, FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Mark Twain, Benjamin Franklin, Charles
Wow.
Darwin, Maya Angelou.
And those
Um,
were all people that were in that freedom moment for
yeah,
society, which is
that's
crazy.
so crazy. On the musician side, Mick Jagger, Beyonce, Jay. Crazy that Beyonce and Jay-Z are both the same life path number. Steven
Hmm.
Tyler, Tom Cruise, Angelina Jolie. Yeah, that's crazy.
That makes sense with Tom Cruise. Him and his Scientology, they will try anything, I'm telling you.
Yeah, funny.
They are seeking something for sure.
Yeah, it's just so insane how like similar all that stuff is. I'm also reading here like rebel archetype, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 5s rule that energy of change in general. So I feel like life path number 5s, if they don't see a change, they will try to create it. And usually that does come from rebelling or going against the grain of something. They
Hmm.
do say 5s could be very attractive people. Are those attractive people? I mean, I don't think Abraham Lincoln was that horrible looking, I guess, right?
Well, I mean, Angelina Jolie on
There you
here.
go. She was meant.
Marlon Marlon Brando, Tom Cruise,
Yeah. I remember at one
uh,
time in society, Angelina Jolie was like the
peak, yeah.
visual esque of what people wanted to look
Uh,
like. Yeah.
Beyonce, Mick Jagger,
Hmm.
Steven Tyler,
Yeah.
yeah.
They have an attractiveness to them.
Benjamin Franklin.
I don't
I don't
know
know.
about him. I don't
I'm just
know the
playing.
wigs they used to wear.
Yeah, maybe back in the day. Okay, so moving on to life path number 6, the nurturer.
So I
What
have
do
an
you got for
interesting
this one?
one about
Uh-huh.
life path number 6. If y'all are not careful, you will have a kid early in life.
Oh,
The
really?
nurturer. It's just
Um,
in their blueprint.
nurturer, caregiver. Interesting.
They're very protective people. They have strong family and relationship dynamics.
Hmm.
That's why I say if life path number 6 doesn't want to have a kid early in life, they should be careful because they are very susceptible to that because of that life number.
Hmm.
Want something to nurture. But see, life path number 6s could come at like a difficult moment when they neglect themselves. Their
Hmm.
whole life could fall apart because they're not nurturing themselves.
Interesting.
They could be
Very
like
interesting.
over giving sometimes. They're here to love. They're here to take care of people. They're here to take care of themselves, but not at the expense of losing themselves. Like that's a big one for
Yeah,
life path.
what I'm seeing here is the responsibility pillar. So like kind of like the glue that holds everyone together.
Right.
Teacher healer I'm getting too in here, which makes sense.
Yeah. Like
Oh
healing
yeah.
that part of people is that's why I say life path number 6. They hold a little bit of an interesting energy for me. I've come
Yeah.
across some of them.
Not to be or to speak on what you were saying earlier, what I'm reading here is talking about like not being like the martyr in their
Right.
life because they care so
Overgiving.
much. Yeah, because care so much about others, they easily overextend themselves. Yeah, it's so interesting. So famous life path 6s we have Albert Einstein, Eleanor Roosevelt, Florence Nightingale, John Lennon, which I feel like that's all checking out. Meryl Streep, Eddie Murphy, Robert De
That's funny
Niro.
that Meryl Streep is on there because she normally does play a mother or grandmother
Yeah,
figure in
yeah,
movies
that's
and
wild.
TV shows.
Michael Jackson, Spears.
Well, Interesting that you bring up Michael Jackson because I don't know, we don't really get political on here, but one of the
Mm.
recent things that have come out about Michael Jackson is that his Never Never Land of kids. I don't know if you saw it, but it came out that he was actually trying to like save the children
Oh
from
yeah, from the Epstein shit. Yeah.
Life Past Six, the
Which
nurturer,
is crazy.
children.
Yeah. Yeah. That is insane. Thomas Edison?
I don't know much about the politics people because I try not to pay attention to that, but and I
Yeah.
hated school, so I didn't really pay attention in history class. So, but Albert Einstein, I do like him. We have almost the same birthday. He's 14th and the 13th.
Oh, yeah, that is really close. Sorry, I was just getting lost in this. Yeah, that's so crazy to me. Because of time, I'm gonna keep rolling through these.
Oh yeah,
Uh Life path number 7, I have the Seeker.
yeah, the truth seeker. They're very analytical, but they could be very deeply spiritual. But there are people that question a lot of people. Like they're questioning everything. They want to know why, or they want to know the truth out of things. They could be somebody who like craves deeper meaning in life, like philosophical people, spiritual people, like things along those lines.
Interesting. Introspective, analytical, the
Yeah.
analyst. Yeah.
Like paying attention to the details of things, but almost like wanting to know why the detail is there or wanting to know why something happened. Like I feel like a life path number 7 won't just like take an experience. They'll take the experience and want to learn from it and figure out why they went through it and kind of like magnifying glass is what I think about when I think about them.
Which is dead on because the first one here, Stephen Hawking and Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci,
Yeah.
Madame Blavatsky. I don't know who that is, but I should probably look that up. Marilyn Monroe, Johnny Depp, Julia Roberts, Keanu Reeves, Prince, Taylor Swift, Elon Musk is on here, JFK. Interesting.
Elon is a very logical, analytical individual,
Hmm.
so that definitely checks out for sure.
Like I think of like Seven Energy, Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci, Stephen Hawking, like those three to me like explain it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy how these just oh, the other thing here I'm reading is this mysterious aura. Like famous sevens have an air of mystery, like Prince or Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, analytical people are harder to read because
Yeah.
they're not showing their emotion on the outside. They give off more logic, which I would feel like life path number 7s, they could have the difficulty of emotional detachment where they stay too far from their emotional body and they can't regulate it or they
Hmm.
don't even try.
Yeah.
Or they kind of seem emotionless almost.
Or just a little like socially awkward almost.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so moving into life path number 8, I have the powerhouse,
Yep, me too. The powerhouse, the money, the
the
success
executive.
people.
Yeah.
They come here for physical manifestation for sure. They come
Okay.
here to reach different levels of success and power, how to create abundance for themselves in ways that are more material like.
Hmm.
8 would be a number that coincides with 4. So eights could also find themselves like building a business out of their house or like garage or something like that, that, eventually expands into something bigger. But I definitely feel like life path number 8s, they get the most lucky with money though. Life path number 8s give me higher on the spot individuals. Like they get the job right away.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also have here resilience, mastery of materials, which is kind of what you were saying earlier, associated with money and power and status. And top in here is Armani, Warren Buffett, Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart's a good one actually, because she
Yeah.
was a cook, right?
I don't know. I know she had a cooking show. I think she
Yeah,
was a
I
lot of
think
things.
I think she had a cooking show, but she's very interesting to me because she went through so many things, but she's still so
Mm,
powerful and successful. Like that
yeah.
screams life path number 8. What, she was in
Yeah.
jail. She was probably in the nicest jail that you've ever seen, too,
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
And like Warren Buffett, like he's just like the epitome of like investor knowledge.
Hmm.
Giorgio Armani, which is like peak fashion.
Right. Still
That's
popular, still successful.
yeah.
I wear his perfume.
Morgan Freeman, Sandra Bullock, Matt Damon, Whoopi Goldberg,
Oh,
50
yeah. These
Cent.
people have like longevity of success, too.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
8 for sure.
These last three are interesting. Nelson Mandela, which is interesting to me. Pope John Paul II, also interesting. Pablo Picasso was an 8. So interesting,
See,
interesting.
Picasso, he used the materials,
Yeah.
the artistry to become abundant.
So something else here, it says many famous eights have had lives defined by massive success followed by public challenges,
Yeah.
only to return with even greater. Martha Stewart, Nelson
Martha
Mandela. Oh,
Stewart, yeah.
yeah,
That she
that's
stood out to me. Right
crazy.
when you said her, I was like, yeah, that's weird.
Okay, so moving on to life path number 9, I have the humanitarian
Yeah, life path number nines are those people that care for the overall vibe of humanity. Um,
philanthropist.
yeah, they give me
Yeah.
Aquarius vibes, nines.
Mm,
They care to an extent. It's like they aren't just a person who just cares on a one-on-one level. They care on like a collective, broader sense where it's like, all right, what will make you happy, but what will make everything cohesive here? Nines, I feel like could struggle though because they are nine. And I've done a lot of reports for life path number nines. And the reason why they could struggle a little bit is because nine is ruled by Mars.
mm,
And sometimes Mars gives that like internal war or external war.
yeah.
So I feel like as a humanitarian energy, it's kind of like they even might feel that in their own one on one situations. It's like not a curse, but like I feel like a life path number nine can be like, well, you did me wrong, but I kind of feel bad for you at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so like almost over compassionate or over empathetic to the point
Right,
where it's like hurting them.
right.
Yeah.
They could
Um,
easily be walked over and or vice versa, easily walk over other people too.
yeah, it's so crazy to me the people that are showing up in these. So famous figures for nines. Mother Teresa,
There you
what the
go.
hell? Gandhi, Bob Marley, Jim Carrey.
Wow, and Jim Carrey did a lot with talking about like the darkness of Hollywood, humanitarian,
Mhm.
making it known to people.
Carl Jung,
Carl Jung, I
yeah,
love him. I read his books all the time. He has quotes
Houston,
about people in society. Who else?
Whitney Houston, which is
Right.
interesting. Adele, the other ones in here I don't really recognize.
It's interesting that you say Whitney Houston and Adele. They have very similar music, very
Mm,
belting music, and a very
yeah.
strong music about, like, I guess you could say, like, heartbreak or being
Well,
taken advantage of.
one of the things in here that I'm reading is about the art of letting go, or like the transitional, and I feel like
Mm,
both of them have very like transitional music in that
right.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy. And because that's life path number 9, which is at the end of the core numbers.
Right.
So moving into the master numbers.
Well, the master numbers are like supercharged of their divisible. So, for example, master number 11 would be a supercharged 2. Master number 33 would be a supercharged 6. Master number 22 would be a supercharged 4. Like, what do you have, master number 11 there?
Heightened intuition, spiritual insight, charismatic leadership. What else? The old soul. So something that I remember that you put in the reading for Master Number 11 that you did was about having like a hard early life and not blooming till later in life. And I feel like that has been like pretty true for like my, I don't know, first 20 years, 25 years of life was kind of shit, for lack of a
Right.
better word. And I've shared a lot of that story here on the podcast. And then the last 8, there was like one really bad year, but outside of that, it was like kind of coming out of that, I don't know, shitstorm. And now that that's over, I feel like in the best spot that I've ever been. So like I resonate with 11 really, really heavy.
And I feel like you have that strong 11 energy too with like the business you created.
Yeah.
You're in the lead of your own energy, you make
Mhm.
your own schedule to an extent, things along those lines. That gives 11 energy, even to go with the flow of it all, like 11 energy to the 2, and then 2 being a divisible of a 4. Like going with the flow too, you start to understand as well. And I feel like 11s would be like in Western culture, they say 11 o'clock on the clock is the angel time.
Hmm.
when your angels are most near is at the 11th hour. So you may have been somebody who felt angelic presence a lot in your
Hmm.
life as well, or at least like felt like things were weird, or maybe you had a lot of people that passed on that became your angels, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I've had all the above. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how many, like death is a very I don't know. I've just been to so many funerals and so many like people who played really significant roles in my life passed away early and or like early-ish in life, I would say, from what is normal. Like a lot of really close friends also that are my age that were like best friends growing up that are just not here anymore. Yeah. So I resonate with that pretty good. As far as famous people, I see Jennifer Aniston. Let's see here. Barack Obama's on here, but he was also on two. So I wonder if he's an
It's going
11.
to be the same people.
Yeah.
The same people
Okay.
who are 11 are also going to be twos.
Let's see here. Gwen Stefani, Wolfgang Mozart.
He
So
created
that's
a lot of
interesting.
things.
Yeah, that's interesting. Jackie Chan, Jennifer Aniston, Robert Downey Jr., Harry Houdini,
There you go.
Bill Clinton. Yeah, that's just insane to me. Very, very crazy. Okay, so moving on to the Master Builder, which would be 22. You
I
want to
would
expand on that a
say,
little bit?
yeah, master number 22s give me longevity at workspaces. So a lot of master number 22s you may have had in your lifetime where like you've worked somewhere for a long period of time. Like master number 22 would give me a sense of like 8 year job cycles where you're not somewhere for like a year or two, you're usually there for a good amount of time. And or if you're not and they had to let go of you, it probably wasn't your fault. Like the
Mm,
business may have been shutting down or the place was going to move or something occurred that just so happened to be. They give master number 22 gives longevity for work for me,
mm,
because 2 plus 2 4, and then you go to that foundation. But I feel like master number 22s could have issues with breaking out of their comfort zone because sometimes they get too comfortable because things do come to them easily sometimes, and then it's almost like sometimes they just sit there and just like, all right, well, I'll just wait for whatever comes next instead of maybe like doing something about it or taking that action towards it.
yeah, that makes sense. And the people that are on here also, I mean, they match that. Like going back to similar to being derivative of four, like we got Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, John Rockefeller, which is like, I'm sure most people know who that is.
And they've all had longevity type of
Mhm.
jobs.
Will Smith, Demi Moore, Clint Eastwood, Matthew McConaughey. Those are all like long-term actors, actresses. Paul McCartney, Elton John, Frank Sinatra, P. Diddy. On
Yeah,
the
like all of these people have been in what they've been in for so
for like
long.
yeah,
Yeah.
for like ever.
Like Will Smith has been on my TV since I can remember.
Yeah.
I don't even think I can remember a time when he wasn't.
And again, Margaret Thatcher, George Washington, 14th Dalai Lama. So like he's been the Dalai Lama for forever as far as I can remember.
Right.
Yeah, that's just so crazy. Paul McCartney, another one. Like that's just yeah, it's insane how that matches up. And then the last one, master number is 33. And
Yeah.
what do you got on that one?
So master number 33s are in that energy of kind of like how life path number 6 is the nurturer and life path number 3 is the communicator. Same thing. 33s are very magnetic. They're very alluring. They have this charismatic energy to them that people just feel drawn to. 33s, I feel like, could have a little bit of issues with substance stuff because they are so expansive and because they are so magnetic and alluring. They could be easily A, persuaded or easily be persuasive.
Hmm.
So through conversation with them, you can persuade a life path 33 to do something, and it might be an overdoing of something, if that makes sense. So because of
Yeah.
their expansive nature, they do have trouble with sometimes overdoing things. Like a life path number 33 person for me would be somebody that goes, I want to lose 10 pounds in a month. And you have like your nutritionist saying, you might want to do 5 pounds in a month. That's like the healthy way. Life path number 33 is going to be like, nope, I can do 10 in a month. Watch me. That's like the overdoing it aspect, if that
Mm.
makes sense, where they're so expansive that they almost can't stop this energy sometimes.
Yeah. That makes sense. And what I'm seeing here too is like selfless service. So it's like six times,
They could be
like
persuaded into doing things. Yeah.
yeah, like way more intense. Creative, extreme empathy. And then I feel like it being like the master teacher, I feel like that is just expansive on a nurturer. Because like what is a nurturer but a master teacher and extreme?
33 being the master teacher is interesting because I feel like people learn from master number 33 in two ways. They
Mm-hmm.
learn what they want to do and they learn maybe what they don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, a master number 33 can inspire people to not do what they've been doing.
Yeah.
So, like, you ever had
That's
people
interesting. That's a good take.
that you learn from and they inspire you in a way of like, well, I watched you do that, so I don't have
I'm
to
dead.
myself. I
Yeah.
learned through what you just went through.
Yeah.
So now
And
I
I
know. Yeah.
and I feel like too, like that's a lot of like the world we're living in now because everything's like YouTube education for the most part. So like
Hmm.
you're either learning or not learning
Right.
based, that type of style, which is interesting. For famous people, Albert Einstein, which is interesting. Florence Nightingale again, Meryl Streep, Robert De Niro. Wait, actually, yeah, I'm right. John Lennon, Stevie Wonder, Thomas Edison, Stephen King, Agatha Christie. I feel like I knew who that is, but it's just not ringing a bell.
Thomas
Uh,
Edison is interesting because a lot of people learned things from him. He
yeah,
was an inventor.
I think Stephen King's a really interesting one too. Just because I mean you're not learning, but it's like one of the things here is creative conduit. So immense artistic or scientific talent.
Right.
Yeah, which pulls up like John Lennon as well. It's very similar to that. Stevie Wonder. Yeah, it's so interesting. So crazy.
Yep, that's why I
Um,
love life path numbers and numerology stuff. It is so very interesting. Thank God you were looking up the celebrities because I thought about that at a second. I was
yeah.
like, no, I should have done that before I sat down.
No, it's good. It's good to do in real time. And it's like it's crazy to see and then like hopefully people who are watching, listening this can like see those connections, which is kind of why we're doing what we're doing. Yeah. I don't have anything else to add except for next episode we're going into Taurus season. We're gonna be talking about that. Yeah, what do you got? Anything?
No, that's really about it. If you do know like your life path number, look up what your lucky dates are, use it to your advantage. Numbers are the language of the universe in some way, shape, or form, as well as
Mm,
energy. So it is beneficial for you to know and understand this. And it's just kind of like another layer of things to be following or doing or putting into your daily life or routine. So, comment down your life path number and are there certain things that we said or maybe certain celebrities that you resonate to? Give us your feedback down below and we'll see you next time for the Taurus season episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you next time.
thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.